Someone did say that they hope that I get R-worded by a random man or a random person. That's not even half of what they say. They DM me stuff. They give me the gift points. Like, I literally get DM'd the worst. You ain't even seen the half of it, because TikTok censors stuff. Station Head doesn't really censor, and neither does Instagram DMs, so people could say the most disgusting stuff. I just delete it, which I really shouldn't, because people then say that doesn't happen because we want to see proof. I mean, what proof do you need to see? Like, the fact that you're saying it doesn't happen is crazy. I talk too much. Well, it's because it's my live stream. That's what a live stream's for, to talk. When you literally say I talk too much, what do you think a live stream's for? Talking. That was not the smartest thing. Yeah, they do have their own issues. They always come online and talk about how they have so much issues, but they still don't work to fix that. They're concerned on me. You're literally saying I'm almost 30 and I'm unemployed. The last time I checked, anytime you have to pay taxes on money you make, that is a job. I literally have to file my taxes. So when you're sitting here saying that I'm unemployed, how am I unemployed when I have to pay taxes? Use your literal brain. So you're saying people that literally have to pay or who have to file taxes working at McDonald's, they're unemployed. Anywhere where you have to file your taxes means that you're unemployed. I didn't know that. So I didn't know Walmart wasn't a real job. I didn't know Target wasn't a real job. I didn't know Wendy's wasn't a real job. And I sure as heck didn't know McDonald's was. Every single penny. Even down to cash apps. Even if someone was to send me a lot of money, I would still have to pay taxes on that. But let's be real. The money that I actually get paid from social media, I have to file my own taxes. You know that, right? So let's be honest. I am self-employed. Do you know what self-employed means? I work for myself. I work. It's my own business. So because I called the tax company and they told me I have to go on the computer and put self-employed, which means I work for myself. Surprise! I have a business. You don't. Maybe if you're miserable working at your job, quit. You're taking it out on people saying that I'm unemployed. I'm not unemployed. I work for myself, and I'm actually trying to grow and build a brand so I can be successful and be a millionaire. Unlike you will still be on the internet complaining to someone else and telling them they're unemployed. Like, you're not even bettering yourself at this point. It's just so pitiful. Like, literally. Like who in 2023 we're trying to sit here and tell people what a real job is. That's crazy. When do you not even understand that people don't even consider McDonald's a real job? Or any job like that for that matter? It's not a real job because you're not in a corporate office wearing a suit and tie or a pencil skirt or whatever it is that you wear to the office. Because you don't like the fact that you can't sit at home and work from home. You could, but you choose not to because you want to be miserable. No one's forcing you guys to be miserable. If you don't like how things are, then I suggest you fix it. You talk too much, but that's what a live stream is for. Hey. No. Hey, Mel. Is that what it's called? I'm trying to think of the word. I've been trying to figure it out. I had it in my brain. But a company that's going to like ship out like the clothing, whatever it is, and I have to come up with designs. I want to design my own designs.
It's time for a different approach. My doctor told me
I'll have to like do that because I could pay someone to come up with designs like from Fiverr or something, but and like just straight buy the designs so that way I don't have to give like a percentage, because there's some people, obviously it would be a lot of money because obviously they're outright selling the whole design. But since I could do it, I actually have my Kindle. Merch is like
It is with Golo.
totally different. You got merch money.
Their lives with Golo.
I mean, I could always do the print on demand, like, you know, Spreadshirt or something like that, until I actually get enough money to get a distributor that I can literally pay to distribute my clothing. No one is going to buy. People will, trust me. They will. I have a lot of people that will support. I have lots of people. And if other people don't want to buy, that's fine. No one is forcing you to. You know, and it's also all about the marketing too. If I wear my clothing out and someone's like, hey, I really like that shirt, I'll be like, yeah, I sell that. I made this design. You have to understand that not everyone is going to buy my stuff because they don't like me. And do I care? That's not going to stop me. That didn't stop Michael Jordan from becoming the greatest basketball player of all time. It didn't stop Oprah Winfrey from becoming a successful TV personality when they told her she wasn't. And it sure as heck didn't stop the Beatles when they told them that they would never make it in the music industry. You see, it's not gonna stop me whether or not people buy my stuff. If they don't like me, great. People would buy stuff just to burn it, just because they hate me. And it's still putting money in my pockets at the end of the day. I know exactly what people would do. People would buy stuff just to cut it up, and hey, you're still putting money in my pockets. People literally would buy something just to damage it, and be the same people that literally bought a James Charles palette just to damage it. He already got your money. Joke's on you. You have no money and you have no makeup brushes. Like, if it couldn't get any dumber, it just did. Because the fact is that you have no product and no money. I just feel like, I don't feel bad for you. That's your fault. I'm wasting money on food instead of bills. Please tell me what bills I have. I live in a room. So what bills do I have to pay? That's my question. You're literally saying that I have to pay bills that I don't even have because I live in a room. So the fact that you're saying pay your bills when we're still living here, right? So that means the bill was paid. Yikes, like, worry about yourself. Why are you worried about whether or not people pay their bills? Because I'm still living here, so obviously that means the bills. For my live streams, I do have on TikTok, it's the creator marketplace. I can apply to businesses I want to work with for sponsorships right now. Like I said, guys, because we are trying to get into an apartment and I'm doing all this other stuff, I am busy. I cannot do that right now. But probably when I pay again for this room, I'll start sitting down and applying to places. Applying to businesses that I want to work with and putting an application in. Because on TikTok, I can do that. I actually also have a website, whatever, that a lot of large content creators use to apply to sponsorships that literally apply to them. And based off of my views, my analytics and everything, it literally tells me how much I should offer when it comes to your asking rate. And my asking rate is pretty high based off of my views, my analytics, etc. And I've been applying to those, but the thing is that they pick certain influencers that fit what they're looking for. So either you get picked or you don't. And I also need to start, like, when I'm being able to buy stuff to review, so that way that helps, because they're gonna be like, oh look, she reviewed this, her page is built, you know, because that's going to get people to be like, oh, well then this is her target audience and this works in line with our brand, and you know, that sort of stuff. But I also have to do challenges too. I don't know why they call them challenges. I mean, it's kind of like sponsorships as well, but they're open slots that you can join and you get paid based off of views. Making like an ad for the company, and then they pay you. And I made money because I did one for that game High Rise. I was gonna do one for the Welches, but it wouldn't let me join. And anyways, yeah, that's the stuff that I've been working on, because my platform, I've been getting a lot of opportunities, and I also have to work on getting together the series so I can put that out, and people could pay to watch that if they want to or not. No one's forcing you to pay to watch a series. You could watch it or you could not. Someone said to do true crime, so I don't know if TikTok would allow me. If I'm able to, probably true crime. I really wanted to do, it has to be informative, so like, I know like people are gonna be like, celebrities not informative, but the things that, like, I don't know how to explain it without getting censored on here, but yeah. Anyways, this series is essentially like a podcast. I feel like having a podcast, but you know, I have a lot of other stuff. I still have to do a Q&A for famous birthdays, so that's gonna have to be filmed soon when I can. I've just been, and then there's been some companies that wanted to send me some stuff to promote their brand, and yeah, I'll be nice enough because they asked. But the thing is, it's like, you have to be careful when you're an influencer like this, because some companies will take advantage. If it's not, if they're not paying you, then don't take it, because if they're saying like, oh, we're giving you this product in exchange, a product is not going to pay your bills, just saying. And based off of what I was supposed to be getting paid, my asking rate, which is what the website that I'm on says, I got gypped from several companies because they gave me product in exchange for promotion, which is crazy, because a product is not going to pay your bills, point blank. And because when I was just starting out, you know, when you just start out, you don't know, and you're like, oh, you get excited because you get like your first deal, so you think that it was a good idea, you know, that's what you think. Begging for breakfast, it was a joke. Like, do you even get like jokes or no? Because someone made a video saying it wasn't really a joke, that I was just playing it off as a joke, asking people for food, when literally I bought my own breakfast. Common sense. If I wasn't joking, then how come I went and bought my own breakfast? It's weird that people don't like get jokes, because people sat here said I was begging. So what do you think I'm gonna do? Beg for breakfast? Because that's what people said. Maybe don't say that. Like, and then when I do the joke, you can't take it. For people to say that someone cashed out me for a burrito, I did say thank you for the cash out, but then they like took it back, so I didn't say anything. I just like kept going. I just still kept going live and didn't say anything. I did say thank you for cash apps because 2 people sent, and one person sent to be hateful. They literally sent a cash app to say something rude, and then I just declined it. And the other person took the cash app back, which is fine. It's their money. They can do whatever they want. Let's just be totally honest. I would have bought a house. I'm not stupid. I'm actually pretty frugal. I've been the frugal one in my family, because when I was younger, I had saved up to, when I was a teen, I saved up to close to $300. So yes, I'm the logical one when it comes to like saving money sometimes. Whatever. Only when we absolutely have to eat DoorDash, then that's when I get DoorDash, which was like yesterday, because there was no breakfast. So, and I didn't eat dinner before because there was no dinner. So I absolutely had to eat it, or else I wouldn't eat DoorDash. When it comes to my father, who has mental illness and who is not financially responsible when it comes to money, and just spends money here and there, just thinks that I'm a bank. Every time he needs money from me, he can ask for money, and he literally gets it because I live under his roof. I can't say no, whatever, you know, that, which is why I ended up having to pay the internet bills when the internet bills was due, because he wasn't financially, you know, responsible with money. I'm the financially responsible person sometimes, A lot of times when they see me on TikTok, they mostly see me getting DoorDash all the freaking time. And that's not the case. If I absolutely have to, then yes. And that's seems a lot. There are people who DoorDash every day. I don't see a problem with that. If people want to DoorDash every day, that's on them. And if it wasn't for me saving my money, we wouldn't have had money to continuously keep paying the storage, which I paid, to move, to get movers to move, to get a U-Haul, to get all that. It came out of my money. So when people say like, oh, where people like to literally complain and say like, oh, you spent this money. First of all, if I had $100,000 and spent it, there would be no reason for me to be making a GoFundMe. That's crazy. I have not even nearly made that much on TikTok, but it's crazy. Like pocket watching people. Like, do you pocket watch celebrities this much? Because clearly you don't. In business, I did go to school for business, but people literally think because I have a 7th grade reading level that means I'm stupid. What does reading have to do with someone absolutely using their noggin? You could still have a degree and still sound stupid. What does reading levels, what does education levels have to do with someone being smart? You could still have a degree and still sound dumb as hell. I may have a 7th grade reading level, but at least I'm actually a lot smarter than most of you on the internet who can't even comprehend a lot of things. Like you don't even comprehend most definitions that you use. You don't even know the correct terminology of the definitions that you use daily. Like you lack education skills because you come on the internet, which it literally like slipped people's minds. It is crazy to me that people sat up there letting people say that when literally, like, did you forget the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality? Like that live stream. So we're all sitting here saying that Mexicans are a race. I like this. To me is crazy that no one even caught that part. And all of this came from a white woman who lacks education. By trying, not only did she like fumble the ball on that one, she also tried to say that I was homophobic towards her because I called her a cis white woman, which cis is a medical term, not a slur. It's a medical term to describe exactly the gender you were born as. And she said I was homophobic towards her because I called her a cis white woman because she's gay, which gay has nothing to do with that. If you were trans, I could see where the issue was, but she wasn't even trans. She tried to say that I was homophobic towards her because I called her a cis white woman. Like, this narrative about cis being a slur is crazy because cis is not a slur. It's a medical term. Like, the fact that y'all are getting your information from an uneducated white woman whose family supports Donald Trump is crazy. I could never get my information from someone's family who supports Donald Trump and is an uneducated white woman who knows nothing about minorities living in white America. You know, because let's be honest, white supremacy still exists. It baffles me that people still want to get their information from someone who lacks education skills and knows nothing about being a minority. Because clearly you're coming to the defense, which I did not bash Mexican people. It was cropped, but let's just be totally honest. You're coming to the defense of Mexican people not even knowing the difference between nationality, ethnicity, and race. Nationality is where you were born in. So if you're born in Mexico, what does that make you? Someone? Tell the uneducated people. If you're born in Mexico, that makes you Mexican. Ding, 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 ding. That means, literally, right? You know, because let's be honest, we don't got any winners in these comment sections. Maybe some people can comprehend it, and to those people who can comprehend it, then you're a lot smarter than most of the people in the comment section. But let's just be totally honest. When you're born in America, what does that make you? American. When you're born in Italy, what does that make you? Italian. Okay, so when we're talking about race, ethnicity, and nationality, when you're still sitting here saying that I'm racist towards Mexicans, you need to go back and get an education, because nowhere in the census do you mark down Mexican as a race. In the census, what races are listed under the census as a race? Someone quick, without Googling, tell me what are the list of races under the census. What does the census, which is the government, consider a race? Someone say it. Say it, please. I'm waiting for the uneducated people. That's what I'm waiting for. And I will pull it up just so I could tell you. No, I'm not leaving people alone. You guys want to continuously sit here and say I hate Mexicans and that I'm racist towards Mexicans when Mexicans aren't even a race. And you know I'm right. You know I've been right this whole time. You don't like the fact that someone is more educated than you and actually knows the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. And I had to learn the hard way that Hispanic is not a race. Okay, because I actually learned something. Unlike y'all don't want to learn anything. You want to run around and literally speak uneducated, right? You don't have no facts to back up. What you need to do is pull up facts. I want to see some facts of how Mexicans are a race. If you can prove to me that Mexicans are a race, then of course, you could call me that, but you can't pull up facts because it's not a race. Like, you want to run on this app spreading misinformation. You've been spreading misinformation this whole time. The races OBM requires 5 minimum categories. These are the races under the Census Bureau to also use a 6th category. Some other race respondents may report more than one race. Okay, right? Because let's be honest, you can be more than one race. It's hard for people to comprehend that, but here we are. Because they say I'm not black enough because I don't look black. And it's hard to comprehend that some people could be mixed or another ethnicity and or race. So, it's called phenotypes. Surprise, the phenotypes are the features that make people, not make people, but, hold on. Phenotypes are the features where you can tell someone's race just by their features. And if you couldn't tell by my curly hair, because it's not enough, because clearly people think this is a wig, then I'm pretty sure there are other features on my face that you could clearly tell that I am mixed and that I'm black. But if you can't tell, then I would suggest getting a stronger prescription, and I could refer you to a good eyeglass place if you need one. Even though I don't need glasses, I got 20/20 vision, I could still refer you to a great eyeglass place if you need glasses. Okay, so for the uneducated people in the back, let's read this to them. So, the Census Bureau has these listed as a race. The OBM requires 5 minimum categories. You have white, black, or African American as a race. You have American Indian or Alaskan Native as a race. You have Asian and Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander as a race. Those are all the races listed under the Census Bureau. Where does it have Mexican listed? Does it say Mexican is a race there? Because I don't see Mexican, and I also don't see Latino or Latina as a race. So before you want to speak and say that I'm racist towards Mexicans, maybe you should go back and get an education and start at elementary school and work your way up back to college again, because clearly you need to go back to elementary school. So when people are sitting here saying, what did you say about Mexicans? Like, why are you racist towards Mexicans? You do clearly know that Mexicans are not a race. They are, right? A nationality where you are born. So again, I ask the question to you, how can someone be racist towards a nationality? Do you know the definition of racism? Because let's look this up. Racism definition, for those of you who don't know what it means prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual community against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically one that is minority or marginalized. The belief, so racial or ethnic group. What's ethnic? What's ethnic short for? Ethnicity. What is racism short for? Racial, meaning their race. Racism, racial, it all has race in it, considering the fact that racism equates to being racist towards someone because of their race. And then when you want to talk about ethnic group, you're talking about ethnicities like Hispanic, right? And let's look up ethnicities. Let's give people this education. Since I have a 7th grade reading level, right? Let's let a 7th grade reading level of someone who graduated at a 7th grade reading level in high school educate y'all, because clearly you won't educate yourselves. Ethnicities. Let's see.
You were awesome.
Thank you.
You were wonderful. So nice to meet you. So nice to meet both of you guys.
Let's find
I am very, very satisfied, very happy. I am so very
race data. We don't want that. We want ethnicities. Ethnicities are Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish descent. Right? So anything from Spanish descent, meaning Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, other Spanish cultures, Salvadorian, Dominican, Spaniard, Colombian, Guatemalan, Ecuadorian, Peruvian, Venezuelan, Honduran, etc. So the fact, it says here Spaniard. Okay, let's talk about it. I said I was going to do an ancestry test because I've had several family members say we've had family that has been descents, if that makes sense, descendants of Spaniards. So you sat here and said Spaniards are white, when literally, when it says here, Spanish descent. So Spanish descent, meaning the Spanish descents are from Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, other Spanish cultures, including Salvadorian, Dominican, Spaniard, Colombian, Guatemalan, Ecuadorian, Peruvian, Venezuelan, and Honduran. So when you sat here trying to say that Spaniards were white, do you lack educational skills? Are you trying to whitewash a culture? Because let's be honest, you've been trying to whitewash Hispanic people too. You're saying that I'm white because I'm Hispanic, even though some Hispanic people consider themselves white, but I never grew up in a white background. So the fact that people try to sit here saying that Spaniards are literally white, when what is Antonio Banderas? I don't think Antonio Banderas is white. I don't think Salvador Dali is white. He's a Spaniard. Oh, what about Don Quixote? Is Don Quixote white? Because I don't think he's white either. When you sit here making these claims trying to whitewash cultures, maybe you should pipe down, because it's giving very much white supremacy when you whitewash cultures because you don't like me. And you're also anti-black. You also do black erasure when you tell me I'm not black, I'm white. You also do it by saying that black people don't claim me when I'm still black, no matter how you feel about me. And you're just mad because I'm black and you don't like that. It's giving very much you don't like your own people as well, because black people are the main ones who are literally attacking me, saying I'm black and I don't acknowledge you're black. Like, I don't claim you. Well, I'm still black at the end of the day. And you want to talk about racism? Do some research. Provide me with some facts that you can't even provide, because I provided you with a lot of facts. I actually read a lot of articles from Google. I actually do research when I talk about this stuff before I just open my mouth and start defending people and then bringing down the same people that I'm defending. Like, y'all will sit here and go defend the LGBTQ, but then attack them in the same breath by using the F slur. How does that make sense? Do you think fighting prejudice with prejudice is going to end people being prejudiced towards you? Do you think fighting racism with racism is going to end racism? When white people try to be racist towards other races and minorities, do you think fighting homophobia with homophobia is going to work? or transphobia with transphobia is going to work. Because I just been seeing a lot of transphobic, racist, homophobic comments in my sections recently on my page, which has been very disappointing to see, because y'all want to advocate, but then you want to only advocate when it benefits you and attack the communities that you claim you're fighting for, which this is why people no longer want to consider people allies, because allies are a lie. It's a facade. It's just a name that people use to pretend to act like they really care about the communities that they're fighting for when they don't. There's been way too many white allies who have been called out for being the same people trying to protect the black community, but being a danger to the black community. Page daily. So how can you sit here and literally say that you're for any communities when you're against the same communities? Didn't someone call me the N-word again on Station Hand? And when my mom brought it to the attention, you never called them a racist. You said you did, but that's a lie because you never do. When someone is racist in my comment section, you act like you don't see it. You bypass that, right? You act like you don't see these people doing this stuff and say, what comments? What person? I didn't see that. So when you sit here contributing to that and not speaking up, you are a part of the problem. People don't understand that if you see someone being racist and you don't say anything, that makes you racist, even though you didn't say it, because that's your logic. Well, I didn't say it, so why am I getting blamed for something I didn't do? That's like having someone on your platform talking and literally threatening children and you don't say anything about it, right? Which happens on a lot of platforms that I've seen recently, right? And people want to say, oh, that's a reason for you to talk about kids. Because people have been using my name to talk about children. So that's why I'm bringing it up. And the fact is that you want to go on these platforms, right, and feel so comfortable to do so, and those people don't even call you out or say anything because they don't care. They're contributing just as much as you're contributing. All those people that sat, since people want to say, oh, you always have someone's name in your mouth. Okay, well then, here it is. Like Leslie, people sat in her live stream while she laughed at the joke that she made about black people being smelly and still sat up there. They contributed to that. Especially the white man who was literally Isaac, right? Sat up there. You all want to claim that you're just trolling her and you're not friends with her, but you literally are defending her problematic behavior. She sent nudes to minors, so why would you sit in a live stream knowing the horrible things that that person has done?
Other providers don't read.
You're contributing.
And now with free standard installation,
You know, there are some instances where you can't be guilty by association. Then there's some instances where you are. You know exactly the type of person she is. Why do you exist in her space? That's crazy. I would never exist in a space where I knew someone was putting children in harm, where I knew someone was making racist jokes. I would never exist in a space like that. And let's be honest, the one girl that I went live with that people had such an issue with, I didn't know that she was going to have her Confederate flag in the background, because when I first went live and me and Leslie was live battling, right? Or I mean not Leslie, Lindsay. When me and my ex-friend Lindsay was live battling, she had a blank background. And then when I looked up, because I had disassociated, like, people don't understand. I know I disassociate sometimes. I've even stated so myself. People act like I'm not self-aware, but I'm totally self-aware. And I wish people would stop treating me like I'm stupid, because I'm actually smarter than I seem, right? And you don't like someone who is well educated than you. You don't like someone who can tell you exactly who you are as a person. You hate it, because let's be honest, on the internet, the truth hurts, right? So I was sitting here, right, going live and live battling. That background was blank. It looked like she was sitting in her tub, in her bathroom, whatever it was, right? There was no flag in the background. All of a sudden, when there's a flag, I'm the problem. I'm supposed to tell someone who's probably had that ideology ever since they were born, because let's be honest, white people are inherently racist, and if you don't know what inheritant means, that means it was passed down to them when they were born. That's what it means. That ever since from the first day they were born, they were told they were superior than others. And the fact is that she did not just learn that as an adult. She was taught that as a child, as a baby. And the fact that people sit here thinking that I'm supposed to be some miracle worker, and because a few words that I say to her is going to automatically make her think, well, hey, I'm gonna change. Maybe I shouldn't have this Confederate flag in my background. It's totally wrong, because these people are not gonna change overnight unless they're actively combating to fight against the racism they were taught by their family. They are clearly not going to change. And clearly she's a grown adult who still has the ideologies and still has this thought process, still has these opinions, and still has all of this stuff that she had learned from her family. Right? Right? And when you say that I'm ableism, I literally have a learning disability, so let's not go there. Let's not say that I'm ableist when I'm disabled. And don't say that you don't look disabled, because that's ableism. People need to stop doing that in my comment section. The same people that are saying ableism are the same people who didn't call these people out when they said my mom was pretending to be hard of hearing. When they said, oh, your mom's just faking being hard of hearing, even though she wears hearing aids. So let's not do that, because you didn't call those people out for being ableist, did you? Or when that one person with 100,000 followers continuously called me the R word when I said it was hurtful towards me, and you allowed them to make the excuse that they were on the spectrum, and you didn't call them ableist, did you? But they were allowed to say they were on the spectrum. So let's not do that, shall we? Because it's very hypocritical in the comment section. And some of you have been on here long enough to know what people have done. And don't act like you haven't been on here long enough to know, because you should know what these people do. And yet you all do it in my comment section constantly. And you're constantly ableist. Someone does not have to look a certain way to be disabled. That's ableism. Learn it. Anyways, what does ableism have to do with Leslie? Anytime people like Leslie or Nova, or people who have, like, where people literally look at them and say, oh, they must have something wrong with them. That doesn't excuse someone's disability to be the way they are. People have to stop using disabilities as a crutch to be racist, etc. That does not excuse you from racism. It doesn't. Just like when MG made that horrible video about Tyree Nichols, and she sang the song, So I'm Gonna Stand Up, Take More People With Me, not my people. She couldn't say that because she's not black. And was singing a song about slavery from the movie Harriet in reference to Tyree Nichols is crazy. And then people want to sit up here and say, oh, well, she's on the spectrum. She did it. It doesn't matter. That doesn't excuse someone to be racist. You guys got to stop using these people's disabilities as a crutch. I never said I had a learning disability, so it's okay for me to be prejudiced. Which I can be racist because I'm a minority, and I'm also, I'm half black. So, I mean, if you don't agree with that, then Google that, because I'm not going to argue with you. I know other people can be, towards other people, but that's not called racism. That's called prejudice. I can be prejudiced towards another minority, but I can't be racist towards another minority because I don't hold the power. I don't hold what white supremacy holds. And clearly people lack these educational skills because we were taught whitewashed history. So instead of coming on here saying things you don't know, go actually learn the correct history. We were taught that Christopher Columbus was a great man, right? Was he really a great man? What have we learned through our years of people trying to protest against Christopher Columbus Day? What have we learned? He brought 20 plus diseases and spread them to lots of people. That was one thing he did. What else did he do, right? Because our schools didn't teach us that. See, you don't have to stop at public educational schooling just because these teachers get paid to give you whitewash teaching and not critical race theory, which is CTR, which is people are wanting to fight for, is critical race theory, so we actually learn correct history because we don't learn enough. Let's be honest, we don't learn enough. It's like when you're sitting in school, right, in high school, and I've heard some people say this has happened to them. It's never happened to me because obviously people don't automatically look at me and be like, oh, you're black, because I'm mixed, obviously, right? I don't look, which is crazy because people don't understand phenotypes. People don't understand that people could come in all shades and colors when it comes to race, right? There are indigenous people who look white passing, but people will automatically think that, oh my God, because they look white, they're white. That's not how it works. Look at their features first. Look at things that equates to the race before you open your mouth, right? But in high school, which I've heard lots of black people say this, whenever the schools talk about slavery, whenever the schools talk about race, when it comes to slavery and black people always want to turn and look at the black person like they're supposed to know about it, right? And I've heard this before where someone says, I was in class and we were talking about slavery because I was in Black Student Union, right? I joined Black Student Union when I was in high school. And this one girl had said that she was in class, they were talking about slavery, and people turned and looked at her like she was supposed to know about it. Like she was supposed to be more educated than they are, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
I am disgusted.
Right?
I've been looking for a fiance
That's crazy.
for the past 2 years. Hello. He did.
Like this world, this government, this people are not going to change, and you have proven that. You sit in my comment section being willfully ignorant and want to say other people are ignorant. You sit in my comment section literally being racist, homophobic, transphobic, etc. But you want this stuff to end, but yet you're still doing it. Do you think violence solves the problem of violence, especially when it comes to pew-pew violence?
He's not taking ownership of the fact that he has been dishonest.
Is anything working? Because at this point, fighting fire with fire, sometimes it works, but when it comes to things like racism, when it comes to things like homophobia, transphobia, etc., that's crazy. There might be an update, guys. There might be an update, guys. You have to update. There's a new update. I don't know if updates have... I forget, because there is,
So happy to see you too.
I don't know how to fix that. But anyways, you know, like, it's not going... This world isn't going to get any better if you're fighting fire with... Like, that type of fire with fire, if you know what I mean.
And that his family has been looking for a wife for
It's crazy.
Okay, 1, 2, then let's do the warm-up. Move your shoulder.
I'm still confused and a little bit horrified about everything that happened yesterday. We need to get
I literally have to go to the gas station too, guys.
So today,
The gas station.
class taught by my friend Deer.
So are you ready, guys?
Woo! Yes.
1, 2, 3, go! 1 2, 3, go!
Before COVID, when I was in Jaipur, I was looking online for a fitness class, and I found Deer, whose studio happened to be in my neighborhood. I would take his class at 8:30 every morning.
The gas
Some
station.
days I would stay after class and talk to Deer.
Apply while you're at it. I'm not applying there. Don't tell me what to do. I was coming from the gas station. I saw this guy walking with something shiny, and it was a silver shiny metal thing, and I said, oh no, don't tell me it's a knife, right? He had a string tied around his head. His eyes had like purple, like if he had gotten beat up, it was like really purple around his eyes. And he was talking to stuff, and he was walking this way. He had a knife, like, I don't know, it was a big sharp knife. I was like, oh Lord. Just don't pay attention. I just kept walking. I was like, and then I was going towards the street because I was getting ready to cross. I was like, you know what? I'll just cross right here. I'll try to get back as fast as I can because I don't. He literally went to Circle R, and I'm like, dude, they're not gonna let you in when you're walking around with a weapon like that. And the security guard is an old man who looks old enough to be like someone's grandpa, who looks like he can't even fight anyone off. And I'm just like, oh man, like, that's crazy. Because first of all, like, it's fine if you carry a knife on you, but to walk around waving it, like, that's crazy. And the thing to me is if it was a, well, we're not gonna go there, but you know, like, you can't mean to tell me the police that literally were driving up and down the street. Like, you cannot mean to tell me that they weren't seeing this man walk around wielding a weapon out. Like, just, like, you can't do that. That's against the law. I don't know what it is about people and fat phobia, but I'm sick and tired of that too. If you guys are not going to have anything nice to say, then I'll put it in sub-only mode. And if you say something rude to me, I will block your sub-only account. Then you won't be able to comment and you'll have to repay to comment. So please do not do that. I'm sick and tired of people telling people to stop body shaming me. He has a penguin pillow pet. Pillow pets are so comfortable, guys. I know people are gonna make fun of me and be like, you sleep with a pillow pet? Yes, I do. And what of it? Does it say that pillow pets you have to be a certain age? No. Because I'm crossing the street. Oh, look at that little car. Whoa, that's crazy. That's like a little mini like van. I couldn't show you. It was like a little tiny van. Like, it looked foreign. It was like really tiny. I am careful. Look, it is cold. I'm not cold, but I wore a jacket just in case, because when it's cold like this, well, I'm not cold, but I get sick if I don't wear a jacket. So I do not want to be sick. Sleeping outside is wild, but not really. Come on, why do these cars, whenever there's always like one car that I have to wait for, it always goes slow. Hurry up. Seriously, drive faster so I can cross faster. I think this car is turning around. Yep, see, I made a U-turn. That's weird. Someone just stopped and said that they saw me on TikTok. That's crazy. I do not like that, guys. It's kind of scary. But I was like, why did they turn around? And then they were like, something about TikTok. They did. They were in a white car. Because I was like, why are they turning around? And then they said something about TikTok. You have to understand that.
That's how they get plugged in. Not that we just share with 600,000 people.
You do not want this. Seriously. Like, I understand that people are nice. I'm not trying to say they're rude. But I cannot carry this phone and walk at the same time. And I'm gonna pause it when I get in there, or before I get in there. The phone is already at 20%. I figured, hold on please.